Dear subscribers, dear volunteers, how you doing? Doing great? I hope so, right? Okay, after a great weekend? Okay. So here we are. We have some updates for our map and how it will be, and because we are going to demolish quite a lot of land, and for flood areas, and for details on just as a pattern how we will do. If anything gonna change, we're gonna shape it up. Okay, all right, and everything should be back to normal in 2 years or so, because then we will have 2 summers, right? The water will evaporate and everything gonna be fine. All right, let's go for our updates. Here it's our videos. Have a look, please. We see you soon. Here we are with some details of our continents cleanup. Okay, so here I'm going to say a few words about this, and because the rest already said, right? So here, Norway, Sweden, Finland, everything gonna go out because not harmonious. We don't want any islands, so all those islands gonna be gone, okay? And this part as well. So I made a quick map here for the Asia part, right? So this part we're gonna take out, and all the rest we're gonna shape up nicely. Take all this top out, already showed before. All right, so let's go for some details, because then we're gonna have an harmonious place and a big canal here, right? The canal. The canal will be straight and ascent exactly like United States and Canada, more or less there. Okay, and towards the end gonna be round on both sides, so that will be a big part of land, and here will be a big part of land. So from here, Caspian Sea, right, gonna be coming round a little bit, so we're gonna improve this little part here, so come straight, 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 and then round here a little bit. So Korea needs to get out anyways, because we have to make it round here to look nice. So all this part here needs to be gone. All right, so let me show you over here, okay? So here's Korea, right? Here's Korea, North Korea, South Korea. All right, and then keeps going here, right, for China. All right, this end here, we have to take out to be harmonious, because, will be this big part here, and this is small part. So here we have to make it like that, because our canal, we have to cut this part out, because to complete Asia gonna be here. Asia, right? Asia gonna be here, and the top coming from the canal, this big canal, going to this big land we're gonna keep, right? To be harmonious, we have to take all this piece of land out. So in this case, Japan gonna go out as well, because it's gonna be too far away from the land. Okay, yeah, for Japan I give an answer afterwards. Okay, but Korea here is part of the land gonna be taken out. Of course, we're gonna give announce to everyone, and have people gonna be moving, We're gonna start with the polar area, that's easier. It's less people living. Move them, clean up, move. Remember, I said already, we're gonna start from the poles towards the equator, also for Argentina. All right, so now I'm going to tell you a few words about here, because they're not too close like that, right? It's just the map that we have. All right, so here we're going to cut almost the whole Washington State, but also towards the top. So, we have the same movement here, okay? So here we're gonna shape up. All this needs to be taken out, a big chunk here to be harmonious, a land here, right? So we're gonna tell exactly how it's gonna be. So, because to be harmonious with the whole thing, and I'm going to show you here on the map how we're gonna be, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to show you something that it's ready. So here's New York, Maine, right? Okay, I don't know exactly where is New York here, but we have to make this both sides exactly the same, okay? All right, so this big lake's gonna be covered up. You see these big lakes here? It makes no sense to have such big lakes here. So part of this superior lake here we're gonna use for the canal, but this we're gonna cover. No, both of these lakes and all these two as well we're gonna cover. We can leave some, right? They're thin here in Toronto. Coming to Niagara is okay, but this is too large, make no sense. So we're gonna have a big canal coming here, right? Round, and need to be curvy here. You see there? So let me make a little bigger. Yes, if we do here New York, because this we have to look afterwards, you know, because I can't do everything right now, otherwise it's gonna take forever. But it's gonna be harmonious, and it doesn't matter. Land is land. We're citizens of our planet. So it's gonna be round here. So if the lake is small, it's reasonable, it's okay, but this is too large, this is too large, and this is too large. So we're gonna improve and cover them up. We have plenty of soil. All right, so now because when we get this little guy here to see what roads we have, where they have been, you see here, it's cities all over, cities, rural areas, right? So let's stop just in a few places here by the line for you to have an idea, okay? So let's stop here. There are cities all over or rural areas all over, all over. So what we're going to do, I'm going a little bit up and a little bit down this line. So I'm showing you it's Canada and also United States. So it's little villages, cities, right? Look, it's populated. All over is already populated. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we're going to establish about every 100 miles, right? About every 100 miles. For now, we're gonna stay as it is. Everyone gonna stay where they are, right? To start this cleanup, because a very few families gonna move for the first 6 months, only if they're really needed for their jobs, such as they speak English, right? Or they're technician in something, or plumbers, electricians, or solar panel installers, or things like that. But other than that, family's gonna stay exactly where they are, in the city they are, for 6 months, and start moving to apartments, start moving, right? So houses will be knocked down. That's the first thing to knock down, will be houses in the entire planet. Okay, but here, so we're gonna have cities on both sides, Canada, right, and United States. Okay, so we're gonna select cities. As I said, about, for now, will be every 50, no, maybe every 10 miles or so. Yeah, every 10 miles to start. And then slowly gonna, go to 20, we select, and then we take one in the middle, right? And then it goes more, 40 and 60 until we get to 100, so 80, right? So for example, of course it's not on a scale, but so we start with this city, this, right? And let's just imagine more cities, right? Okay, so after a few months, whichever it is, because I'm not an engineer, how long it takes for us to dig that deep that we want, 10 meters deep, right? 5 and then 10, okay? So, to avoid any problem with sand on a future. Okay, so that's how we're going to do. We are going to keep one and then the other get down. Keep one, the other go out. Keep one, the other move, right? Keep one, the other move. Something like that. And the same exact things on both sides, right? okay? Because we have this curve. So here will be water, right? Here will be water. So we have to cut all this part out. But will be also not only the Washington state, will be a little bit here as well, okay? To be harmonious, to be harmonious, sorry. So we're gonna cut a little bit of the washed, a little bit of the top. So we'll have harmonious land and harmonious land. So we need to cut. So here the same exact way. I don't know exactly where Maine and all those states there, right? New Hampshire until we get to New York. But we need to cut both sides. So we have one harmonious land here and another harmonious land going that way. You got it? Okay. All right. So we are going to have petroleum keep coming, you know, as those places. So these tractors can work because we're not making tractors in solar panel because we're not going to use that many afterwards. So that's fine. Keep sanding, keep going, right? And with time, right? With time, we are building, building, building. Okay, how that will be? So, if it's real rocks, of course, we just cut straight, right, into the rock. And if it's sand, we need to, if it's really strong rock, like, you know, really rock, like mountain rock, all the way. If it's not, if it's anything else, such as soil or sand, right, we're just gonna make 4 meters deep, 4 meters deep, concrete on both sides, right? And then wall, this is a wall. 4? No, we're gonna need more than that, right? We're gonna need 4, I think 8. So let's do 8 meters deep. That's plenty for any navigation. All right? Okay. So we have to make the whole wall here. Cut if it's real rock, not rocks on the top of rocks, but if it's one solid rock, and improve anything is needed, really well made. So if we make 8 meters deep concrete, the posts, the metal posts, right, with concrete, go deeper, go 10, okay? All right. How that will be settled? So we know high tide and low tide, so gonna be right here at the center. That's our calculation, right? To be, because then we're fine, you know, for high tide and for any extra rain, and you know, like, we're fine, okay? And we cannot have mountains too close, so we're going to make a limit here on mountains that are really rock. It's okay, but mountains that will have a lot of soil or sand cannot be too close. So maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 miles, 2 kilometers, 2 kilometers. No, 2 kilometers I think is not enough. I think maybe 4, right? So 4 kilometers for any mountain, right, that has soil or sand. So we are safe that along the centuries and millenniums, it is not going to have sand from this purpose, okay? All right. So everything will be really checked well. The other thing is rivers, right? Any river. The same way. If they have a river, so for example, no, because I really don't know and we have no time to check. So if they have any spring coming this way, so what gonna do? We are going to change them position or let them come, because we can have, here will be like a water from a mixture, right? Depends on the season, when ice gonna melt or when it's, you know, summer and things like that. You know, if it's salty water or spring water. But anyways, so the idea is to check where that spring is coming. It's safe or not. So because we don't want sand coming in for any reason, not from mountains, not from rivers, springs that can be bigger in the future. Okay, so we're gonna check. So how that gonna be made? Because this part, no one gonna live. Where's my little, right? So this part, all this land here, this big land, that's gonna one there and one on the top, no one gonna live. So we cannot be supervising. So this part needs to be 100% done now. All this part here, also we don't have anyone living. It's different than remodelings in other locations that we can take the sand out and, do things like that. So what we have to do? We have to do our work 100% good now. So that means when we make this wall, so this wall here, right? 10 meters. I think it's not 2 meters down. No, 4 meters. 4 meters of metal bars below the concrete wall. All right, so if we are going to make the concrete wall of about 8 meters, here is 4 more, gonna be 12 total going in. So it's really firm, those metal. And then we slide the post. Okay, and I think maybe every mile, no, every half mile, no, every 500 meters we will have a post. So we will have one by one with white flag. As soon as they are ready there, we put completed. Everything is ready until the following, until halfway. So if everything is ready halfway until the next post, okay, we put a flag there. So people will know, nobody will knock it down, right? Because we don't have water yet. We're going to leave the water for the last. We're going to dig, make the walls, make the concrete, right? Here. So we need teams. Working, right? Emptying the city, carrying the mountains over whichever is possible, exploding them, but still flat land here. We're gonna leave that for the last. All right, so we're gonna make all these walls first on both sides, top side, bottom side, everything very strong, a lot of iron, metal bars, right, going really deep. Okay, so here will be 4 meters for the metal bars. Okay, I think we're good. All right, and then they can start digging. That's fine. Start digging, make the wall, start digging, make the wall until here, let's say, right? So all this part we can already do, and here gonna be this remodeling of these lakes here, right? Because there are too many, not needed, because we want the United States to be harmonious, a land. So we're gonna close all this. They're gonna be really small, like smaller than that, because even those two are too big in an area we don't want, because we want to close here. Gonna be round here. Okay? All right. Okay, so when it's time, we start digging, right? And then on the right moment, we let the water come in. Something like that. We have to find a way that the water will help us to dig the rest, the remaining. But then all the walls will be already made because we have land right now. So this will be really easy. We're going to make on land and not on water. On water gives more work, like bridge work, right? But here will be really easy, okay? And in other places too that we already said where we need, like here, right? Everywhere that's needed, we're going to make them. And the places that we need to cover, we're gonna make with rocks, because we can do that. You know, we have tractors that carry big rocks, take out big rocks, right? Okay, so let's do it. All right, so in a few words, it's like that. And then we let the water flow. When everybody's moved already, right? And then we just leave a few cities or just one airport, which airport gonna be, or helicopters, and they can just cross the border. So we're gonna see afterwards how this detail is gonna go. Because right now we have a lot of families living here all over, mostly here, right, and here. But as you see, look at this. You know, it's people living all over. Look at that. It's amazing. It's a lot of people. So, and they have to move. Okay, so even in Alaska, it's a lot of people live in Alaska. Okay, so in a few words is that, and all the details, the engineer's gonna make this happen, right? And as soon as this wall will be really thick, so it's 1 meter concrete, 1 meter thick, and it's not cement, it's concrete. All right? And the cities, with time, we're gonna slow down, right? On both ends. And for the very last ones, we see, because we still need workers, right, on both sides. And the very last probably will be here, right, that we already have more seats. So one airport here, one airport there, right? For people to be moving, complete the work, okay? And more details we're gonna let you know afterwards. And of course, like every county of all countries, gonna do their own county cleanup. So some teams are working here, and children, teens, gonna start planting, taking care, right? They start planting where they can, right? And then leave the city for after, but everywhere that's possible. So they get little pieces of land or their county, right? And start cleaning up, okay? People that already live on those locations, and where is needed, go with the tractor. Go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. Prepare the land. Animals found, put it there, crumble them up, put it there, prepare the land and plant, prepare the land and plant, you know. So every county gonna be doing, I'm making too big, but you have an idea, right? So let's say the county is more or less squares or rectangles, right? Okay, so the tractors keep doing, go, come back every day in that area. Every day, keep going. And leave the city here, for example. Keep going every day, keep going every day. So if it's a city here, right? Start planting and use water trucks, okay, the most as possible, because towards here where we will live, you know, towards the beach areas, we can plant here afterwards, close by, right? We can build and plant afterwards. The main thing is to have all these cold areas already done and clean up. And okay, so in a few words, that it is, and we see you soon. So here we have some details. So here's our line, right? Our peace limit line. Okay, so he already talked about this lake. So we're gonna have one land coming here, the other land gonna be this way, right? So the idea is gonna have here one main land, okay? So you're gonna finish, if this comes here, gonna finish there, all right? You see here, I'm improving a little bit from the last time. So one land gonna be there, okay? So we have this land here, right? That will be the South America. This is polar, will be polar area, right? Cold polar area, okay? And then here, I think the most sustainable is it's here is start another one, because this bay is huge bay. Look, Look at this bay compared to the Gulf of Mexico. Look. So you see the Gulf of Mexico and the bay. Look, it's much bigger. Look how huge it is, and it's open as well. So it's huge, huge. So what we are going to do, it's here, right? So we close here North America, done. And then we get Quebec here, right? And take this part out there because to point it, take the point out and make one land here. If people tell me that will be fine to knock it all out, we do it, right? But it's really a huge piece of land, so I don't know, I can't tell, But if we can, we just take all out. If there is enough place on the bottom of the ocean, that's fine, okay? So, but we leave this for last because the main thing is the cold areas that we are more concerned, all the islands, get that done. So this is one of the to ask if we're gonna take all out or not. Okay, depends on how much we have. Okay, all right. The other thing, as soon as the specialist will tell us how much the beach is gonna be flooded, right? So we're gonna start making our land afterwards. So because we need specialists and also see the reality, what's going on, okay? Because it's better to knock down lands that are not harmonious once the bottom of the ocean is too deep anyways, right? And it's okay, we're gonna live closer, right? And many things, because I didn't make a research, many places might be flooded because they are too shallow. That is fine. It's okay. We are going to have smaller continents, but harmonious. So whichever they happen, because this is the reality now. And we're going to take the base of this reality I'm showing you and do it afterwards. Because in the future, even that we are planning to do everything, have everything harmonious, but on a future, maybe some places, some islands will already be flooded, right? So we're going to start with the most important ones. Is all this cold area here, right? These islands, as I said, what is easy, get it done. But also clean up because we're not having furniture floatings and anything. So we have to clean it up. So Holland, the whole Europe gonna be gone. So we're gonna keep mostly the main continents, all right? Okay, and will be better for us because the ocean's too deep, as I said, it's too deep anyways, and we have too much land. So let it make harmonious, and we're gonna have smaller continents but more harmonious and great for us. Okay, all right. Okay, so for Quebec, so we leave a question mark, because that's not mandatory. We can improve and keep it there, right? And now I'm going to tell you this big land here, how it will be, okay? So we finish, so Quebec, gonna finish more or less here, right? This line here, right, more or less here. The canal gonna be right here, where I'm putting the pen. Okay, so more or less with this end here, we just make it a little bigger to the Superior Lake there, done. A big canal there and make harmonious. All right, so from here, from this line, that's already Canada, United States, coming here to where the pen is going to be a canal, we're going to cut here, right, and cut there and make a land. Or the other option is the same as this, a question mark, to keep a big land there harmonious and then one here. Because then we have 1, 2, 3. No, we can't have 3 on the top of North America. We need to do it a little better, okay? All right, so here it is, and let's get ready. We see you soon. Right, so we cannot have 3. Oh, sorry, what happened? Oh, sorry. Here. we cannot have 3 big pieces of land on the top of the United States, right? Our future land here, right? Gonna be Canada that side, United States gonna be this side, or we see after how country is gonna be. But let's talk about land first, okay? All right, so here, that's how it is. So we have these 2 triangles taken out for the United States here, right? The current, the present United States to be harmonious, right? And then here, we're going to cover this part of the Gulf, right? Close this island here and close Florida because we have this long island here. So we have Florida here. So just close with Florida, gonna finish like that. Remember that the video I showed you? Okay, we start in the middle of the lake and keep going, you know, afterwards, as soon as this big road here will be established, right? And we're gonna make this road the same as we do bridges, right? Digging and putting, drilling, very strong, okay. And then we keep bringing rocks and soil and rocks and soil and metal and, you know, concrete walls. This is going to be concrete here and going to be concrete here afterwards. Okay. So for everything I'm saying now, as soon as we get the specialists to tell us which land, like probably Florida gonna go out completely with all this, taking all this land, but will be worth it because it's important. And we have to rebuild everything anyways, right? Because many hotels, they focus on luxury, they have very big living rooms, right? Those that are in good areas, warm areas, right? Such as Florida, the places, okay? So we're gonna see. But if we keep like that, the land more or less, that's how we're gonna do. Okay, so let's say, because we have to knock down land anyways for us to cover the bottom of the ocean. Okay, so that's already decided. We're gonna take the most as possible, even that we are going to move a little bit, you know, to smaller continents. That's fine. Okay, now the problems here, you know, for Alaska, mostly is Alaska, right? Area here, okay? And a little bit of west of Canada. All right. So here we have these 2 triangles. So the idea is to keep a body of land as you see here, more or less. Okay? And then here, also drill, make a wall and cover that part. You know, because you can't, it's too big of a hole. Look, it's too big of a hole, you know, and then we knock this part out because not harmonious. So it will be something like that, right? Something like that. I think that is sustainable, harmonious. On the top, you know, we're just gonna improve the areas that are needed there. This lake we can cover up, no need to have any lake there. Okay, both of these lakes, just cover them up. Okay, all right, the other lakes as well, because nobody gonna live there, right? So we don't need them. We don't need. Okay, but the small ones are fine. I don't know the environment how it is, but those 2 are too big there. They are not needed. Okay, all right. So whichever land will be covered, that is fine. You know, up to quite a few meters. What we do? We're gonna do the same as we did in Florida. So when we take, right, we dig, right, to make a beautiful lake. So here by the, we are going, I'm exaggerating, but let's say we're gonna live here by the coast, right? And then come 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 blocks, more or less, right? And then gonna come this fishing ponds we're gonna build, right? About the 5th block or so, right? 1 and then a block and then another block, another, something like that, right? So we're gonna dig here, right? The soil from here and put them here where we are building our building. So everything gonna be really strong, really sustainable. Okay? All right? And now I'm going to tell you how it will be if the land, for example, is like that? Because we have the road, right, that's gonna follow, but we also have the rail tracks. They're gonna be a more inner land, right, inner land. And here we have the roads with the buildings, right? So one building here, one here, something like that, right? And then free area, playground, pool. Yeah, pool. Now we don't need pool at everyone because everyone gonna live at the beach. We don't need pool at everyone. People can choose if they really gonna work out in land and have fun time in playgrounds, or if they want a pool, that's fine, because so many pools are empty, right, the whole week. So every other one can have a pool, every two other ones can have a pool, or something like that. Or have two and then jump four. We're gonna see how pool gonna be, but we're not going to have pool at everyone because it's, as I said, it's not needed. Okay, all right, we're gonna have the beach right there for us. Awesome, right? Okay, so the idea, you see this road here? So instead of doing the road like that, the main road, we can even do a pedestrian sidewalk like that, but not the road. The road, the idea is to make it straight with the buildings and people that, and here the rail tracks, right? So people will be traveling sometimes, or on a bus, sometimes they see the coast, like when they are close to it, right? They see the beach, and sometimes they don't, right? Because some plants here is a little bit far away. I think that's the most sustainable. Make a straight, a straight, strong concrete. So I already talked about the pins, right? The walls, okay? So the walls, that is 8 meters deep. 8 meters deep in concrete, the wall, right by the beach. Here, beach, road, okay? And 10 meters of the concrete posts, right, inside. So they have 2 meters more. So they are metal, but then they slide the concrete on that metal. So the concrete posts have a hole in it. I think something like that would be sustainable, right? Okay, so about 8 meters deep, this concrete wall that is 1 meter thick, right? Oh, sorry. And then 10 meters total for this concrete post. Okay? So we're really good, really sustainable. In areas that are too soft, too sandy, we can do it more. We do 14 meters. Because the main thing is to be really good and do things really properly. Okay? All right. So every family needs to sign up online. So they're going to put their qualities, what they're good at, and where they need it. So whichever they are, Alaska, north of Europe, anywhere, because we have people living all over. So whichever they are, they're going to apply online. That's the first thing. They apply online, and then they will get the notice. We need you here. So if the family lives here, other families gonna take care, If a family lives here, whichever they live, right? Greenland. All right, so whichever they live, here's Iceland, right? Whichever they live, they're gonna have a notice. We need you. We need you here. So they have the notice, they have to be there. In 4 days. They do their 2 days furniture cleanup because everyone already did their 2 regular house cleanup. So they have 2 more days to do their furniture cleanup, right? Give the keys to the school. Everyone, we're going to focus on high schools because we're not going to have university. High schools, for these 2 years and maybe even 4 years. We're going to have only high school. Why? Because the main thing is for us to organize all this land. So the real basics going to take 2 years, right? And then a few more things going to be 2 more years. That's closer to us, right? So people live in big cities such as São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, all these cities here along the coast here, they just stay exactly where they are. If it's a flood, right, from the things we're knocking down, and then we're gonna tell, up to this neighborhood, up to that neighborhood, or how many kilometers, or depend the state. Some states might be more shallow than others, so we're gonna notice people need to move. So maybe some people, will move from the beach area to the center of the continents, okay? And then afterwards, we're gonna build and then they're gonna come back. So the center of the continents, we are not knocking down any apartment. Only houses. Houses, okay, but apartments, leave all of them right there, okay? Because of this flood that we don't know how much will be. And also for those families coming in, they're not going to the beach because no room there. We have to organize, we have to wait, we have to build, right? It takes time. So where all these families gonna go? They are going to the center of continents, or maybe here surrounding, right? Here. Yeah, sorry, not really the center. We have to clean up, sorry, improvement. They're going to be, let me get another color here so you can see. So they're going to stay in an intermediate area. Okay? So they're going to stay in this area here, intermediate, right? Intermediate states. Where I just put here this clear blue. All right? Not on the center, because the center we really already want to demolish, because for sure nobody gonna live there, okay? But somewhere in between, okay? So it's about what? It's about 1,000 kilometers, right? From the beach to the center of United States and also in Brazil. So let me show you here. All right, so here, so it's about until here, right? It's about 1,000 kilometers. So to here, it's about 2,000 kilometers, Here, more or less, here's the center of South America, because we're going to take this out, right? So in the very center, like, depending on the state. For example, this state here, Mato Grosso, it's flooded a lot, we just have very few big cities, so we just clean up. All this center we already clean up. So we're going to live here, here. And the sides. And of course not here, because here's forest, right? Woods. With exception of very few cities and villages by the rivers, right? But all this very green area here is big woods, the Amazon, okay? Right here. So for every situation, we are going to let you know, all right? And here, you see, we don't have many woods here. A little bit here, okay, a lot here in Mexico, but here we have really a lot. So if this part gonna be all flooded here, let's say 1 centimeter from this map now, so not many people can live there because it's gonna be plain woods. Right? Oh, yes, we can. We can because it's warm. So we just adjust the sides, right? We are just going to be fine. Yes, we take the woods out to make the roads and everything. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're doing really great, and we see you soon. All right. So I said to clean up the center of the continents, but I think we can live a little longer. As soon as people will already go into apartments and we clean up houses, because that whichever we're gonna live, we're gonna stay in apartments. That's the most sustainable. So here we have an image. Look, how big is the holes? Look, this is almost 6,000 meters, 5,000, 8,000, 7,000, 10,000. So we have big holes. As we take all these things, with the movement of the water, we're gonna, cover some of those holes. So that will be good, okay? All right? And so in this case, we are going to keep then the stay, on the centers. Let's clean up. Let's do this then, right? Clean up the parts, the cold areas, going towards the equator, right? As I said, but keep the cities and just demolish housing and other buildings that won't be sustainable. This way we are more organized, right? Because we are going to live by the beach anyways, right? So maybe up to 200 miles then, okay? Makes sense? Maybe a little more than what I said before, not really a few kilometers for any flood, anything in the future, but for future, right? But we're not going to have cities all over again. So let's say here, the very center, we keep clear, right? The very center. And then people will have straight roads. And cities gonna be at these main roads and not all over, one going to another as was done before. Okay? I think that's the most sustainable, because what the problem that we don't want again to happen, it's we have a few different cities, and then these people want to go here, drive here, drive here, drive here, drive there, and then here to here, here to here, and there's a mountain, they go around, and then they make one like around the lake, one around the mountain, and then we're gonna have roads all over again. So we're not going back there, all right? Like this movement, or have many cities at the center. So we will clear up the center anyways. And people will wait anything that it's available on this area as soon as they keep, let's say, unless they're workers, right? If they're workers, they're gonna be working right at the area here, right? That we will be leaving. But after that, because for millenniums, right? The water is quite many thousands years. For millennials, the ocean level is about the same, right? Okay, so let's do it then. People gonna move to this area. Let's clean the center, and for everyone else, they're gonna be cleaning towards the equator. All right? Okay, towards the equator. All right, and then when they finish, I already posted a video on how we're gonna finish. They get the documentation, right? And then they give to us whichever country it's the closest, most sustainable for that area. So Greenland, Iceland gonna come here to Africa, right? Greenland come here, New York, all right? Alaska, here to this coast. And everyone gonna have a place where their documentation gonna go. So here, for everyone here in Europe, they go straight down. So they're gonna bring to the places we are going to be right here, so they're gonna clean, going towards the equator, right? And they're gonna be kept by people here. If it needs to be, right, all this cold air needs to be done in 2 years, right? So they keep giving. So they are here, Sweden, and they go Poland, because they can help on their way. If they have 15 years old and older, they can help along the way. That's fine, okay? All right, so they keep going, right? Give their documentation, because you're not going to have mail anymore, right? Or when they complete, they don't keep walking the documentation. As soon as they finish their neighborhood, they give to the county give to the state. That's it, the state. We're not waiting. Yes, we wait for the whole country. Yes, we wait for the whole country clean up, and gonna be here on the south, Finland on the south, Sweden on the south, Norway on the south, Iceland, Greenland, United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, France, Australia, Poland, all these countries. As soon as they have the very south, the documentation of all counties, all states, and then they're gonna give straight going down, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, okay, they just go straight down there. All right, you're doing good, you know. Whichever was the city, you know, because that's the most, for example, Finland, I don't know if it's going to be right here or right here. That might make a little difference, okay? But this way is very easy to know, very easy to understand. Go straight, look. So from here, you know, all this gonna go out, right? For all countries going out, Moscow, everywhere. So, you know, they're gonna keep going down. Oh yeah, now, okay, so for Europe is decided, I already told you. Go down when the last city of their own country get all their paperwork, a few boxes of paperwork, right? They send straight. And everything people gonna film, and then we're gonna tell you which documents we're gonna keep. Yes, we're gonna keep all these first documents, every family signing, we're gonna keep, okay? All right, and but people gonna film and download the film on their family YouTube channel, that every family need to have one. Okay, all right, we're doing good. Now let's talk about Russia, because it's too big. How their documentation gonna be? So that's how gonna be. So we're gonna, so until Ukraine is done, is decided. But here's Moscow, right? So every measurement like that, so let's say here, Finland have Norway 1 centimeter, Finland 1 centimeter. So let's say every 2 centimeters, so the double of the bottom of Norway. In straight lines, that's how they're gonna go. So 2 until this line there, you see this line there, and then 2 here, and then 2 here, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters. That's how we're gonna do. So we're gonna get this map, right? I'm not doing now because I don't have time, but you can do it for you to know where you're going. All right. So Norway on this scale is 1 centimeter here. Okay, so get every 2 centimeters, and you know, go straight down, give their paperwork right there. Okay, for us to have an idea. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of paperwork, but not only the very important ones, like the county reports. Yes, let's do that. The county reports, state reports, right? And neighborhood reports, big reports we are going to keep, okay? And not the family paperwork they're doing to register. Those we are going to already put, you know, the family gonna keep a copy, but we're not going to send to those countries, okay? I think that would be the most sustainable, because we need some documentation, who we were, how it was, right? Okay, and then after 20 years, we're gonna tell you which one we're gonna start shredding, because we don't need, right? Because every information we already kept at our documentary, the 2 years cleanup documentary. So we changed the word now. It's not 28 weeks, it'll be 2 years cleanup, okay? All right, really good. So keep organizing, keep doing, and families always keep the originals with them, right? Will be a few, but it's okay. You know, nobody gonna be carrying books. That's forbidden to carry books, right? It's not needed. We're going to have everywhere, gonna have libraries. People can go get the books, return. All right, we see you soon. Thank you. All right, so now we have just one more update. I'm going to tell you how large the canal gonna be. So let's say something like that. So here I have a scale of about 1 centimeter. So that's what about we need. I think it's the most sustainable, because we can't make it too thin like this one, right? Cannot make too thin. So I think that's the most reasonable. Here, about 1 centimeter. All the way, 1 centimeter all the way. Okay? That will be quite a few kilometers, maybe 50 or 100 kilometers. I really don't know. I tried measuring that, but they didn't give me the straight line. They gave me only going by car around the lake, or in a flight. When I search up on a flight, they didn't tell me how many kilometers was a straight flight. Funny, right? But anyways, so at least we have an idea. And around all pieces of land that gonna stay, we're also gonna keep 1 centimeter. Okay? All right, we're doing really good. As soon as people won't be living right at the center anymore, right? I think we'll be good, because then we don't need roads all over again. All right, so we see you soon. Take care. I'm sorry, I think I repeat the video of 1 minute 27. Okay, I apologize, but I can't go back now. Thank you. All right, so now we have just one more update. I'm going to tell you how large the canal gonna be. So let's say something like that. So here I have a scale of about 1 centimeter. So that's what about we need. I think it's the most sustainable, because we can't make it too thin like this one, right? Cannot make too thin. So I think that's the most reasonable. Here, about 1 centimeter. All the way, 1 centimeter all the way. Okay? That will be quite a few kilometers, maybe 50 or 100 kilometers. I really don't know. I tried measuring that, but they didn't give me the straight line. They gave me only going by car around the lake, or in a flight. When I search up on a flight, they didn't tell me how many kilometers was a straight flight. Funny, right? But anyways, so at least we have an idea. And around all pieces of land that gonna stay, we're also gonna keep 1 centimeter. Okay? All right, we're doing really good. As soon as people won't be living right at the center anymore, right? I think we'll be good, because then we don't need roads all over again. All right, so we see you soon. Take care. Okay, so let me say a few words about the flood zone. So after we get scientists, with all this proposal, we are going to know how much the ocean gonna rise, right? But we know that some gonna evaporate as well. So we are cleaning the center anyways, because we're not going to have this work of city and roads all over, right? So that's definitely, we're not going to go to that path anymore. We're going to live close to the beach, right? So this area here, right? Maybe 100 kilometers for the beach, or 200, but no more than that, because it's not sustainable for people to go by cars everywhere, or bus on the future. Okay, we're going to have airports, because we don't want also to have a city here, city there, without having contact to each other, right? Because that's not good. Only by airplane is not good as well. Even that we're not going to have family cars, even that they're independent with their own machines needed, right? But we're not going to have that, okay? People alone by themselves. We are going to have everyone by the beach. And the trains come back. They come back on their own county, right? And on vacation days, then they go larger areas, people sleep larger, right? Longer areas. They can go the way, and the train driver also can sleep, and come back the next day. One day go and they come back, one day go and they come back. And families can keep going if they want to see the land. They can go all the way, vacation, then come back, that's fine. Or they can just get an airplane and go, because we're gonna need machines for airplanes. That's already decided. We're not going to live without them, because we need communication between the continents. Okay, so that's decided. We're not going to have ships on the future after this big cleanup. Only ships for fishing, yes, we're gonna have. They already fish, they're already processed there, you know, they're there anyways, come back, right? The end of the period, right? And we can even have some extra teams for vacation days, right? People that want more points, that's fine, they can work a whole day. They don't have to study, they can assign as soon as they don't have young children and everything else we already said, right? If they have older children, teens, that's fine. They have to come back, pick them up at school at 6 o'clock. All right, so when we have the specialist letting us know, we're going to tell you. So this is a cleanup for sure, right? While we check and look and start building, because we're going to need a lot of concrete, very strong base, as we already said, also for the buildings, right? Because we're making things to last forever, to be very strong, firm, okay? All right. So, and I believe, because it has been like that for millenniums of years, right? The sea level, right? So even that we're going to cover that, because with the days, things going to evaporate. So maybe you're going to rise a little bit, let's say 1 meter or so, maximum. It actually will be a few centimeters. But then, with the movement of our planet, right? What's gonna happen? The water gonna evaporate and everything gonna be fine, okay? Not going to get 1 meter, I don't think so. All right, and then we're gonna see. So, for example, here, remember the Florida here? Let me see if I have a better one of Florida. No, I don't have anymore. So maybe Florida gonna be covered up, let's say, right? So we're gonna see the places that we can just add more dirt, make the pin. So let's say Florida here, right? It is here, but it's already hidden. So Florida here, right? Because it's very close to the sea level. So what we can do, we also can bring mountains to raise that, because that's a good place. It's warm, the same as California. We don't want all these warm places to disappear. We just raise them up, okay? So in reality, there would be, after the 2 years, won't be, you know, maybe a few centimeters for what, a year or so, you know, while we get these summers, right, to melt the water, but it's not going to really raise. So we keep digging whichever mountains we have, and all the coast here, okay, raise them up, raise them 2, 4 meters, that's fine. We have the beaches, right? We have the beaches. Okay, we're gonna make the post on the beaches where it's needed. Remember, talk about that. We're gonna have those big, strong roads that I already show here, with 10 meters of concrete and 14 meters of posts going inside the land after this 10 meters. So it's 4 more meters here, okay? And yes, and we're gonna have our gardens, and here we're gonna have our orchards, right? And our chickens, everything we said we're gonna have still. Here's the railroad tracks, okay? All right? So you have an idea, it will be something like that. All right, very good. We see you soon. Take care.